You probably want to know what happened yesterday. And honestly, I'm not going to tell you. That's personal. And it's between me and the universe. Some of you might already know. Some of you might have guessed. I'd appreciate you to just keep that in your own time. One thing I know is that things reveal themselves when they reveal themselves. And I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I do know one thing, and that's this. Sometimes you got to just burn it all down. Ironic, considering that that's exactly what happened almost 4 years ago, back in 2019, when my house just suddenly caught fire and everything burned down. But much like that time, things just had to end. I needed to see that my ex wasn't who I needed in my life long term anymore. I had to basically be shown that. I had to recognize that my path was somewhere else. I had a lot of stuff that really needed purging. Now, I wouldn't recommend that my basement go and catch fire, but I am going to start purging some stuff. I mean, it's mostly my kids' toys back there, but there is some things I could get rid of. The place that I was in back then also wasn't really serving us. We were crossing a busy street where the cars would never even stop at the intersection. So there were times when the kids and I almost got hit with our stroller at the car, like from a car or a truck, and it was not safe. And the universe said, that's it. Burning the house down, burning everything that was cluttering up the hard drives and the computer, burning up all of this. Like, you can keep this little tiny section, but burning it all down. And the same thing happened again in 2021 when I again burned the house down, metaphorically this time. And I just left. I took the kids and I just up and left. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I had been with my ex for years and he'd always taken care of us, and I'd never been on my own. I'd gone from living with my dad all the way to moving in with my ex and starting that life. And even though it wasn't perfect, even though it was painful a lot of the times, and I wasn't able to be my full self, and I learned a lot of lessons, the fact is I still burned it all down. And I did the same thing with my home birth with Michaela. I sent the midwife away, I sent the doula away, I sent my partner away. I burned it all down so that something powerful could rise, which was me having an almost unassisted home birth with my daughter and seeing the power of my own body. So yeah, yesterday I just burned it all down. I wrote up something, I sent it, I asked for something that I knew would basically burn the boats, and there's no way out after that. When you express everything you've been holding back because of timing, and that's the thing, is you can't wait for the right time. Sometimes the universe is just like, no, this is the right time, right now. You don't get to have it be perfect. You don't get to have it go the way you want. Your house is burning now, so you have a choice. You can look at this burned house and cry your little eyes out and give up, or you can accept it, and you can salvage what you can from it, and you can pick yourself up and move forward. So that's what I'm doing. And before you ask, yes, I still had some support. I know That's the other thing about me. Sometimes I just need to be left alone. So I pretty much ignored my phone. I turned it off multiple times yesterday. And if you were trying to text me or send me messages, yeah, I saw them, but I wasn't going to respond. Some of you I did respond to, others I didn't. I mean, I don't want you to worry too much, but I'm just going to say that sometimes when I've burned something all the way down to nothing, when I have expressed everything I have been holding back on, and I have just purged it and let it go and just burned it down, well, I need time to rise up from the ashes, okay? That's a quiet thing. This is something my family didn't understand when my house burned down, is they all wanted to help. Everybody wants to help when you're in crisis. Less people show up for your successes, but when you are in crisis, everybody suddenly comes out. And they just pour out their support, but that's just not ever how I've been. I didn't do that yesterday to get sympathy. I did that so that the chips would fall where they may. And also to impart a lesson, because someone told me that when you're feeling that raw energy and emotion, to use it, to transform it into something. And I am a Scorpio. I am the sign of transformation. And I am deep in my emotions. And at that moment, I knew that that message would resonate, even if it's not on the same level. And that's another reason why I didn't share what was going on, but instead did it the way I did it, because the fact is that we all have things that we need to burn down. We all have truth that we need to express. We all have things that we're too afraid to say, or too afraid to do, too afraid to go after, and we're waiting for that right time, that right moment. That moment when you're like, when everything falls into place, that's when I'll say it. That's when I'll reveal my truth. And no, doesn't work that way. I know that better than anyone. I've seen it multiple times over my life, that you never know what's going to happen. And who knows? Who knows what's going to come of this? I have no idea. But I wasn't alone all night. My brother is an amazing person. He's not a blood brother, he's a stepbrother, but he's the most amazing little brother that I could ask for. And the night that I had started to feel this pain, he had just magically called. He didn't know what was going on or anything. I hadn't burned it down yet. But he had called, and he had something cool for me. He had something special for me, because my brother is he's just like that. He had a ticket. He asked me if I wanted it, and he knew instantly that I was hurting. He could hear it in my voice. My brother is very perceptive, and he has such a big heart. And he's been through so much in his life. And I guess the universe just sent him to me, sent my brother to me in that moment. Because it's like, everybody else isn't going to understand, but this is the one person who's going to get it. This is the one person who's going to tell you exactly what you need to hear after, first to burn it down, and second to rise up. And he did. He came over yesterday, dropped off the ticket, and he saw how much of a mess I was. And he gave me the biggest hugs, and we had a beautiful, heartfelt talk, and we expressed our pains and our hurts and everything that life has thrown at us both. And he said something so beautiful, and I'll pass it on, because honestly, he could be a speaker. He really could. He had such a profound speech in him, and I know he's going to do great things. And he had said, I believe that the people who go through the most heartbreak and have their hearts stabbed over and over and over by life are the ones who are going to come out on top in the end. Because you don't just go through all of that to get nothing. And then he told me, you are a beautiful, beautiful woman, and you're the best sister I could ever ask for, and you're going to get through this, he said. And he really downplayed the impact he doesn't realize that he made. But I told him, it's like, no, this is everything. This is exactly what I needed to hear. And I love him so much. He is just the most amazing brother. And he loves my son so much too, because my son reminds him so much of himself. They have a bond, and that's all I can ask for. So no, I wasn't alone. I did have people reaching out to me. I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. I know that's not saying much, because I know that you know I'm hurting. But I'll be okay. I'm the phoenix. I always rise up from the ashes. And something will happen. I don't know what. I have no idea. But I know one thing. When you burn it all down, something is going to come from that. Something always comes from that. Whether it clears everything away to make way for something new, or you can salvage something else and make something beautiful with those pieces. Doesn't matter. I'm the sign of birth, rebirth, healing, and transformation. It's right there inside of my Zoom window when I'm up on the screen. Birth, healing, and transformation. It's my path. It's always been my path. It's not just about birth. There's healing, there's growth, there's transformation, there's pulling yourself out of the darkest places and rising up from the ashes. At some point, I'm going to have to create a logo with a phoenix. In the meantime, though, I love you. And I appreciate all of the support that you gave me. And I'm going to rest today. I might go and get my nails done, because it's more than time. It might be nice to get into massage chair and just be and have my toenails painted and have my nails done. It's worth it to spend that little bit. It's an investment in myself, and I deserve it. And I'll listen to some music, and I'll purge, and I'll write, and I'll maybe eat some ice cream, because I did order that last night. And my kids are coming home tonight, and I'll cuddle up with them. But I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And I'll see you when I see you. But it's my journey, okay? It's my journey. Stuff happens to Carly. Carly gets in her feelings. But fortunately, I'm actually getting into my feelings instead of blocking them out. And instead of pretending I'm fine, yesterday I showed I am not fine. I did not lie. One of my mentors said, do you cry or you lie? And tears show truth. So I used my truth. And if you did get something out of that, if it is going to help you take action, then I'm glad. Then it was not for nothing. All right.